One thing that I am very irritated and annoyed with seeing, and it honestly hurts my heart, is victim blaming, straight up victim blaming, when someone is told that they should not feel how they feel, basically. Someone like a spiritual guru or someone who claims to have all the answers, or at least, a lot of the answers, and is telling you that's not very loving for you to set boundaries or to treat this person in said way when that person has repeatedly disregarded, disrespected, and ignored said boundaries. Or when someone is honestly calling someone out who is narcissistic. And believe it or not, people, narcissists do exist, okay? And yeah, maybe sometimes it's overdiagnosed. Or maybe a lot of people are starting to become aware of the traits of it, and they're using that self awareness and education to add to their discernment, which they have a right to do. Consider the source. And it's important to have empathy, yes, but to also have discernment, because if you are giving empathy over and over again to someone who is narcissistic or has traits of it, they will literally exploit your empathy. They will use that empathy, your kindness, against you. And so these spiritual gurus or people shaming and telling people that you should basically do mental gymnastics to not have boundaries or to not be feeling a certain way about that person that repeatedly keeps disrespecting you and totally disregarding your boundaries. They're feeling that way for a reason. Our emotions are messages. They're important. They give us signals when we're feeling like something isn't right, something's not adding up. So for you to basically be told or shamed that you should be more loving and kind, you're literally giving the perpetrators and narcissists a pass, another pass, over and over and over again, which is what they already bank on. They already exploit your empathy and kindness, to the point that some people become so wrapped up in the delusion that they pretty much have put their heads in the sand and are living life in a prison of psychological self-deception that everything is okay. They've learned to ignore their internal emotional compass. And perpetrators love that. They bank on that. So the next time you're telling someone they should be more loving, kind, forgiving, that's seriously just a fancy way of victim blaming, of putting the blame and the accountability on the wrong party. The accountability should shift to the perpetrator. It should be on the perpetrator, who usually doesn't take accountability. So to say that the empath should change, or that the person who's just trying repeatedly in a polite manner to set a boundary and to tell them that they should change yet again, because usually they're the ones who try to adapt and change and bend and bend and bend until they break, is literally victim blaming. And I am so fed up with it, and I'm calling it out, okay? And if you are an empath and someone's telling you that you shouldn't feel this way, respect your sovereignty, respect your own emotional internal compass. Something's not right there. Something's not adding up. And people can easily manipulate or do mental gymnastics to kind of make you second guess yourself. And since you are kind and empathetic, it might be hard for you to stand your ground, to realize that no, you're speaking your truth. You are valid in how you feel. And victims should not be blamed. True, actual victims should not be blamed. I'm not talking about the narcissistic tendency of blame shifting and when they really should be taking accountability for something, they instead shift the blame and will start accusing you of something else, deflect, or change the subject, or do reasonable, plausible deniability, where it's just basically not clear and they aren't really taking accountability, but it's just slightly laced with some truth. So then it's like, maybe, they got something there, like you start to second guess or doubt yourself of like, maybe I overreacted. Maybe I am not seeing the full picture. Your emotions, you're feeling that way for a reason. Trust that. And don't let people, whether it's narcissists or even spiritual mentors, gurus, bosses, people who are very confident, strong, domineering personalities, try not to let them make you second guess or doubt yourself, because if you're an empath, you probably are feeling that way for a reason, and 9 out of 10 times you're probably correct. And if you're not, if it's blatantly clear that you're not, you're probably one to actually own that and take accountability. So yeah, let's stop the victim blaming and let's call that out when it is actually happening.